tanti musicisti prestigiosi. Vi parlerò oggi un po' del nuovo approccio Havas. Non ho intenzione di dire come suonare meglio la viola, perché ci sono persone che qui suonano meglio di me, ma come suonare più facilmente, senza avere tanti problemi. Good morning, thank you for being here, thank you for coming. I'm very happy to be here in this prestigious environment with prestigious musicians. And I'm not going to speak about how to play better the viola. I'm going to talk about the Havas New Approach, which is all about playing more easily. Not how to play better, because there are players here who may play better than I do. So it's just about how to play more easily without having all this problem, tension, physical pain, and even worse, tendinitis, stage fright. E la paura del pubblico, che è un problema che affligge molti musicisti. Allora, quello di cui parlerò è che il problema è che spesso ci si concentra sul non voler fare errori. Non devo sbagliare, e questo crea tensione e invece ci dimentichiamo della musica. So the main problem is that we focus too much, often the students and performers focus too much on the fear of not having to make mistakes, and that creates tension first play. And then instead of focusing on music, we forget about the music. So how do we do this? There are many ways to eliminate this problem. The first huge problem for us, viola players especially, is a big optical illusion. Il primo problema che noi abbiamo, noi violisti, è una grande illusione ottica. Because when we see the viola lying here in the case, gently, it looks so innocent, it's so nice, inviting. Quando vediamo la viola nella sua custodia, che sta lì, invitante, then when we put it up on the shoulder, we look down the fingerboard and it looks so hugely long. Then quando la mettiamo sulla spalla, guardiamo semplicemente la tastiera, sembra così lunga. This already is scary, and we tend to want to go and twist the arm to reach the fourth string with the fourth finger especially. Allora si tende a voler contorcere il braccio per andare sulla quarta corda, col quarto dito soprattutto. And this all creates tension in the arm, especially the upper arm, and throughout the body. Questo crea tensione nel corpo. Tutte queste tensioni fisiche, blocchi fisici, sono quello che crea i rumori dei principianti, tutto il suono grattato, e vari problemi fisici, dolori e la paura terribile che affligge tanti. All these tension are what causes the beginner's noise, scratchy tone, that's very infamously well known, bad known, and the stage fright. So how do we do this? We can start. The first thing we have to establish is the rhythmic pulse when playing, and the singing. So by singing, we focus on the music rather than on the instrument. So I don't know if you have your instrument here. It would be good to have to do some exercises together. Anyway, we'll do it without. So first we can please stand up all together. And so let's make music. So let's establish first this rhythmic pulse. So we eliminate this tension in the whole body. And let's see Mozart from the Marigio Figaro. Do you know that? Ready? Let's go together. Smile. Dum da da 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 da. This is to establish this rhythmic pulse of music in the whole body, and because the movement starts from the shoulder, we focus on the fingers, we see the fingers moving, vediamo le dita che si muovono, in realtà la fonte del movimento è nelle spalle, dentro, perciò facendo così sblocchiamo tanti blocchi che abbiamo nelle ginocchia e in tutto quanto il corpo. Allora, un'altra cosa che possiamo fare per cominciare è, peccato che non avete lo strumento, there are many little things that we can do to make it easier. So the first thing is to eliminate this idea that the instrument is heavy and so we have to hold it. Same thing with the bow. La prima cosa da fare è di stabilire che eliminare l'idea stessa che lo strumento è pesante e perciò lo dobbiamo tenere, sorreggere, e così pure con l'arco, tenere stretto. So, if you had an instrument, who wants to come here and do the demonstration? You want to come here? Vuoi venire tu? Because if you take the instrument from here, se prendete lo strumento da qui, prova. Senti, you feel it's heavy, it's out of balance. All the weight is down there. Can you feel it? Lo senti? Okay, so this is what we do when we hold the instrument like this. It's hanging. Quando metti lo strumento su e lo reggi, lasci, e si tende a tenerlo così. It's all out of balance, all the weight. So, and we have to press down with the head. So if I speak se parlo solo inglese, c'è qualcuno che non capisce? No. Tutti capite? So I speak English only. Capisci tu? So the tendency is, and so we have to hunch the shoulder and press down with the head. Instead, if you put your hand in the middle, la destra, okay, feel the difference, moving horizontally. Feel the difference? What is that? It's lighter, isn't it? Okay, so the idea is that because this is balanced, the new approach is all about the balance. We find the natural balances in our body. So we apply this to the playing instead of using pressure and force. So what we do, you just do this and rest it on the shoulder. Yeah, just rest it here. Okay. I'll do for you. And this, no playing, just this. You feel it without putting your head down? No. Okay. Do you feel it? Mm-hmm. Is it so? Okay. So, before this, another thing you can do is to establish the no viola hold. You can do this with me, please. Let's do this exercise in this way. Yes. So you have to feel like you have water, the floating arms, yeah, wrist like this, floating arm, yes. And to find the balance, we have this weight in front of us, which is balanced by the weight, feel the weight in your back, so that do horizontal movement, so it's light. So once we're here, then we can do a little game which we call flip-flop. We count from here up to 9. So do it with me and say, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stop. Left only 10. Okay. So guess what? We are ready to play. And this is the natural. We are trying to find the natural movement of our body to play. So this is. If you notice, when you do this without thinking about the violin, the wrist is slightly bent here. It's not tense. Because even this little tension creates blocks. For example, I'll do another demonstration. If we are like this with the floating arms, floppy wrist, like this. Okay, if you do this with the wrist, try. Is it easy? Is it difficult? Okay. Now if you straighten your wrists like this, do the same movement. Do you feel a difference?
Yes.
What?
It's more tension.
It's tenser. So the straight wrist, that's the demonstration, that straight wrist stiffens the whole arm movement. Okay, that's why it's important to leave the wrist like this when we play as well. So when the left hand here and the right arm here. The problem is that we focus on a lot of finger exercise for the right arm and the left. But the movement instead starts from the shoulder. So if I do this, my hand moves, but as a consequence of my arm movement from here. And my hand is not stiff. I don't do a lot of finger movement, which is good. A lot of players do it and they're happy. I'm not saying, as I said, I'm just trying to give some tips about playing more easily, because a lot of people play like this, but if we're playing this way, we eliminate a lot of tension in the body, which can then cause pain and worse things. Do you have any questions so far? No? Okay, fine. Okay, so we have done the flip-flop. So when you do the flip-flop, okay, let's do this, stop. And then you inserted the viola there, I can do now. Okay. And that's the viola should rest here. Just leave the wrist like this without pressing your hand down. Okay, that's the whole thing. Fine. Same thing. When for example, I find some complete beginners, I want to demonstrate that from the very first lesson that they can have a nice tone from the very beginning. And so I do this, and then I show them this is, by the way, what is called the no viola hold. Then we have the no bow hold, which is, again, the demonstration is that if we had played by taking the bow here, that would be perfectly balanced here. Okay, so we would need just one finger to keep it balanced. Instead, if we take it from here and it's not balanced, so we have to, in order to keep it horizontal in the air, like a lot of people do, you have to put a lot of pressure with the little finger here and press with the thumb. And that, again, spreads the tension in the whole arm. So, another little demonstration I want to show you. The importance of the thumbs. If you push your thumbs out like this, push them out, ok. Have you done doing? Se c'è qualcuno che non capisce, ditemelo. Do you understand? Do you understand? You speak English? Parlate italiano? Capite l'italiano o l'inglese?
Capiamo anche l'inglese.
Ecco, venite più avanti. Venite qui, dai, vicino. Se avete lo strumento, tiratelo fuori che facciamo. Venite qua, stiamo più vicino tutti quanti. So, if you have questions, se avete domande subito chiedetene. Bravi, aprite lo strumento così potete anche dire qua. So, push your wrist out. Okay, little demonstration. Wrist out. Okay, try this. Everybody, tutti, spingete I pollici fuori. Okay, do you feel here the tension? Do you feel it? Okay, right. Try to gently bend them like this. Okay, feel the difference? Sente la differenza? Here, the tension goes. So that's the importance of the wrist. That's why, that's another thing I'm suggesting to, the Havas New Approach suggests to make life easier. So, keeping the thumb bent when we play, because again, that releases a lot of tension. Okay, in the right arm and the left here. Because this is what we do when we press with the right hand against the bow, if you have it, or we do without. So, another little demonstration. If you press the thumb against the fingers, right hand, extending your right arm, okay, pressing like when we hold the bow tight, okay, we hold it tight, and then try and do the bowing, okay. Now, gently bend the thumb, make a circle, okay, do the same boy. Do you feel the difference? Do you feel the difference?
Yes.
So, it's softer. So that's the demonstration that the stiff thumb, straight thumb, stiffens the whole arm. Is okay, chiaro? Okay, so how can we use this to avoid the stiffness? Again, we find the right natural movement. If you have your arm by your side, you can do this, even if you're sitting. Okay. The thumb and the fingers are gently curved. then we bend, see, let go of this, bend your arm, here, bend it, like this, okay? See, the fingers are gently curved, the thumb going toward the first or second finger. What we can do is just complete the circle, make a circle with the thumb inside the middle finger. Inside, yeah, like this. So that's the most natural position you can have. So then, if you have the bow, you can do the same, please. And then what we can do, keep this, just keep this nice circle. Insert the bow here. Don't hold it, let's just yeah, here. And keep the bow vertical so it's light. Is it light? Okay. So that's one thing you can do. So in this short time, I can just give you a brief, quick, short idea of what we can do. A few things that can be done to make things, life easier. So I wanted to show, okay, thanks for now. Wait, sit there. I have here this souvenir for you because I started at the beginning. Okay, you take your viola, please. I started, if you have your viola, take it out of your... Se avete la viola, tiratela fuori. So, I want to give you this little string. Sì, grazie. Sì. Because I started at the very beginning. I said we have this huge problem of you weren't here, non eravate qua. All'inizio c'è una illusione ottica con la viola in particolare, più che col violino. Se è così nella custodia carina, invitante, quando la mettiamo sulla spalla, guardiamo la tastiera, si vede questa tastiera che sembra lunghissima, allora cominciamo a preoccuparci, non arriverò col quarto dito, specie sulla quarta corda. Allora, invece, instead, what we can do is use our eyes to get the real information. So if we take this string, with this little string, we can measure the distance between the first, where the first finger goes, and the fourth finger. Okay, I'll show you how to do it. Okay. See, okay. So what I do is I put this. Okay, if you can see me, see. Can you see me? So what I do is put this here. Okay, I put the piece of the string where the D is, sul re. Then I take it here. You put it on your lap. Okay, I'll do it here. See? What I do is this. Can you see? D, G. Okay, is it clear? Then I take this away. If you look at the piece of string, that's the real distance that's between the first and fourth finger. Can you see it? Can you manage? So, what do you think? Can you manage? Can you play from the first to fourth finger with this? So what I'm saying is there are many optical illusions. So another thing we can do is avoid to look down the fingerboard when you play, because this perspective, you have the perspective, so it sends you some messages, your eyes send messages to your brain that it is a hugely long fingerboard and you cannot go, it's scary, I can't, so we stretch, etc. Instead, use your eyes to do this, measure it. So that's why I gave it to you. Keep it, measure it, put it on your music stand so you remind yourself, oh, that's a short distance, I can manage, I can do it, it's easy. It's not, okay? Another thing we can do is use the same thing to measure the neck. We always feel the neck is so big, oh, I can never get there, so I have to thin it, I have to ask my luthier, violin maker to thin it. il manico sembra sempre così grosso, devo chiedere al liutaio di assottigliarlo. Ok, same thing we can do, we measure the real circumference of the neck. See, you measure it in the first position. Okay, that's the whole circumference. Okay, that's the whole real circumference. What do you think? Is it manageable? That's especially on the viola. So that when we realize, oh, that's thin, it's più piccolo, allora è più facile. So there are many of these little tricks that we can use that are that have been developed by Havas. By the way, I didn't mention this. I am talking about the new approach, Havas New Approach, because what happened is I was asked to translate this book years ago. So that's how I am here. I came in touch with Havas, her teaching, and this new approach helps me a lot. Anyway, so I recommend you to read this book, Stage Fright, and for the Italian it's La paura del pubblico. This was written because Havas, she was a child prodigy in Hungary. Anyway, she realized that by eliminating all these physical tensions, it was first easier, more comfortable to play, and also it eliminated the emotional tension, the stage fright, because people were more in control of what they could do and didn't have pain, etc. Okay, so what we can do is just this. I just gave you an introduction. One very important thing that I can suggest is to always sing the piece of music and before playing and while playing. So, because as soon as we touch the instrument, because it's hard to the touch, we have this reaction and we tense ourselves. Instead, if we touch something soft, we are soft. So, if we sing the music before playing, we don't have to worry about all these mechanical things and intonations, a bow, and etc. Instead, you just are with the music. Is there anyone who would like to play something like 4 bars? No, asking. It seems like the more the students, the more seriously they play, the more they get worried about playing for an audience. Anyone would like to play? Just one line. Anybody? Don't worry, dai, qualcuno che vuole suonare una riga di qualcosa o niente, una mezza scala o una. Just please, if someone. See, this is the point I'm making. We focus too much on the fear of not having to make a mistake. By the way, yesterday there was a film, a video about Primrose. Don't know if you've seen it. Anyway, he said, among other things, he said, never play carefully. If you're going to miss it, just miss in a grand manner. So, Primrose, il violista che commissionò il concerto di Bartok, dice, non suonate mai in modo prudente. Se dovete sbagliare, sbagliate alla grande. Okay? Perciò. So, thank you very much. Mr. Kugel is, I don't know, it's the most kind person I met, maybe.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
False modesty.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you want to play? Just play something. Just see. What can you ask me? What can I tell you? I don't have. I mean, what I said. I don't know here to say how to play. There's no way. But Yes. I don't know. I mean, when I have some student, I recommend that please don't hold the viola like this, because if you play a lot, you know what? Because playing so you play a lot, and it is tiring. It may be tiring. You never get tired here. Get paid.
No. It's way of Guzman. You know Guzman? He's holding instrument.
Yeah. Anyway, great. Any questions?
About
What did I say?
look, what can I tell you? Look, it's very important. What I had now, and what I wrote in my book about how to teach music, because mostly I'm talking with my students not about how to play music, how to tell music, because music is a language.
Yeah.
And my old idea, it's I took this from the Bible. In the Bible we have one story, because a lot of people, they meet each other to build a huge tower to the heavens. And what God did for that, He gave people a lot of different languages. And that's why it's not possible to communicate, because in China, in Russia, in Italy, it's all different languages. But it's not written in the Bible that instead of that, He gave us one language. And this language is music. And when you talk about how to take instrument, it's about that I wrote in my book.
Yeah.
And the name of the book, How to Play Virtuoso and Never Practice.
Everybody's dream.
It's the last 30 years I never practiced more than half an hour. No. Because I practiced 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of study and it's mental. So I like all these fears about the fingerboard and other things are mental. So when we play music, we have to practice. When we practice, another important thing is to learn the note names and mime. Do the miming, singing with the note names, like re sol fa mi re do si la sol si re la si sol la si la sol la si do and miming. That helps. So when you learn that, you have learned it in your mind. You don't do a mechanical hours and hours and hours of mechanical practice, which is destroying your body and soul. By the way.
And also the common idea, how to feel that. You did that. What I do, I ask my students, please do like that.
Yeah.
Not,
we did this because
yeah, and then what you have to do, just move your left hand and take your, this is very much. And then you have absolutely free hands. That's exactly what we thought when I say that we think exactly in one way. And also with the hands here, yeah, the hands, they should be absolutely strong.
Yeah, but still.
And at the same time, it should be absolutely.
I noticed that this is okay. What I found good, very important about the stage, the new approach, is that even for people who are very tense, very scared about playing for a notice, because some people don't have this problem, but some people do. Because, by the way, it has to do with things that don't have to do with music. Anyway, by releasing any sort of tension, even this little one or this little one, then it releases the emotional tension. That's what I found very useful of the new approach.
Absolutely.
It's not about the playing, it's about giving the player more confidence, so they can.
And relaxation.
Yeah, it's about eliminating the unnecessary movement in the muscles. Any questions? Avete domande? Thank you very much. Domande? Non so quanto tempo abbiamo ancora. Abbiamo ancora 5 minuti. Domande? Questions? We still have 5 minutes. So, the important thing, I just want to say last thing, when playing for anyone, is to make them have a good time, or quando suonate per qualcuno, la cosa più importante è non pensare, oh non devo fare tutte le note giuste, no, è la musica, raccontare una storia. Tell a story, make yourself a story in your mind about what you're going to tell and what the music wants to tell, because it's a language, as we said. And so, one more thing about making mistakes and not focusing on that. So you have to find situations where you are allowed to make mistakes. So trovate delle situazioni in cui potete permettervi di fare errori, cioè suonate per dei bambini, un vicino che abita da solo e non vede mai nessuno, qualunque cosa sia. You play for children, go play for some neighbors who live alone and never see anybody, and just play to make them happy. Suonate per loro, so even if you make a mistake, doesn't matter. So find a situation where making a mistake is not a crime. Trovate situazioni in cui suonare, in cui se anche fate degli errori non è un delitto. Così invece concentratevi sulla comunicare alla persona la storia che volete raccontare con la musica. So you focus on telling the story, singing. You sing while you play. Like just play a couple of notes, just mention that. Just to show you how it works. Suonare prima e dopo. Re, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, la, sol. Re, sol, okay. Re, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, re, la, si. Cantare sempre, because just to finish up, per completare, cantare è la base di tutto e anche il punto finale. So singing is the foundation, the starting point, and the ultimate, the final, because through the singing, at the end, you coordinate the whole thing. You coordinate the left hand movement, the pitch, the name of the note, and where the note is. So all this information is coordinated through the singing and playing. Allora, il cantare è il punto di partenza e il punto finale, di coordinazione totale, perché cantando nel solo atto di cantare coordinate il movimento della sinistra, della destra, l'altezza del suono, il nome, la posizione sul rigo, sulla tastiera. Perciò, in this short introduction, I just wanted to give you some ideas that there are many little tricks also that can be used to make life easier, playing more easy. And so is the rhythmic pulse. Vi ho solo dato un'introduzione per darvi un'idea che ci sono molte cose che si possono fare per semplificare la vita, rendere il suonare più facile, perché ci sono tanti che suonano molto bene, però più facile si può fare. Allora, il punto di partenza è l'impulso ritmico, establish il rhythmic pulse, singing, cantare sia prima del suonare e suonando. Queste sono le cose di base. E la non tenuta della viola e la non tenuta dell'arco. No bow hold, no violin hold, and as Primrose said, if you are going to miss it in grand manner. So don't play carefully. Non suonate con prudentemente. Se volete sbagliare, sbagliate alla grande. Non lo so, penso che concludiamo.
Puoi dire due parole su Two Hinges?
Sì.
Puoi dire due parole su... È troppo
sì.
lungo?
We don't have much time, it's a long Beh, due parole, he asked me about the right arm movement, just because he asked. It's, again, it's not from the fingers, it's a consequence. My hand moves as a consequence. But there are these two hinges, because these are stronger. So the two hinges control the two parts of the bow. So this is for the lower part of the bow and this upper part of the bow. So we do 1 and 2, 3, 4. That's just a quick introduction. But, so again, focus on the source of the movement, which is this and this bow, and here for the left hand. The source of the movement, not the finger movement, to make life easy. I don't mean to say to play back, just to make it easier. Okay. And then you wanted to ask something about the vibrato. Chi è che mi ha chiesto qualcosa? You asked me. So the vibrato, as such, we don't teach it because it's all about if you have a stiff hand, the sound is a bit dead, and then we want to improve it. Instead, if your hand is soft and supple, you can have a soft, nice tone, even if not. You don't have a big vibrato, still. Soft, with thanks to the left giving hand, this giving hand, la mano che dona, bent wrist, and the hand like this to establish that. Anyway, that's just a short introduction. If you want to know more, you can read. I recommend you to read these books by Havas, especially Stage Fright, and. For now, that's it. È tutto per oggi, credo.